All right, let's talk about the MD-102. If you're looking to become a certified endpoint administrator, you've come to the right place. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on this exam and break down exactly what you need to know to pass. Let's dive in.
But first, let's just think about the big picture for a second. Imagine a huge company, right? Employees all over the world, using laptops, phones, tablets. How on earth do you keep all of that tech properly configured, up to date, and secure? It's a massive, massive challenge, and it's something IT pros are dealing with every single day.
Well, for anybody working in the Microsoft world, the answer really begins right here. It all starts with one certification, one exam that's designed to prove you have what it takes to solve that exact problem. Okay, so let's get into it. What exactly is the MD-102? This isn't just another IT certification on a long list. It's really the key to becoming what we call a modern device administrator.
Officially, the MD-102 is the Endpoint Administrator cert. And what that really means is, it's your proof that you can handle the entire lifecycle of a corporate device. We're talking deployment, configuration, protection, and monitoring, the whole shebang. And here's the kicker. It's all within a Microsoft 365 cloud environment. So this is all about managing devices at scale using modern cloud-based tools.
So to really understand what's on the exam, we have to start with the official curriculum, the textbook knowledge. This is the foundation, the core stuff that Microsoft says every endpoint administrator absolutely has to know. And right at the heart of that foundation are two ideas that are absolutely critical: identity and compliance. You have to know who is accessing your data, and you have to know if the device they're using is secure enough to be trusted. In today's world, that is completely non-negotiable. And this is your command center. This is the Microsoft Entra Admin Center. You probably knew it as Azure AD. This is where you manage all those device identities in the cloud. It's how you bring everything, from Windows PCs to iPhones and Android phones, all under one roof. Now, the official curriculum, it covers a lot of ground. You're expected to be a pro at deploying devices with tools like Windows Autopilot, and of course, handling user identity with Azure AD and Windows Hello for Business. But then, you also have to be an expert in setting up security rules, things like compliance and conditional access policies, and managing all your apps using Intune. And this right here is a perfect illustration of how that theory becomes reality. It's not enough to just know the concepts. You've got to be able to jump into a console like Microsoft Intune and actually configure the specific security settings, like the PIN requirements for Windows Hello, that are going to keep your organization safe. But look, the textbook is only half the story. We all know that, right? The real world of IT changes constantly, and the exam is changing right along with it. So let's talk about what the people actually taking the test are saying. This quote from a user on Reddit just nails it. It perfectly captures this evolution. The focus is shifting, it's moving away from the older on-premise tools and really going all in on cloud-native solutions. The exam is modernizing because the job itself is modernizing. This slide lays out the shift perfectly. The old way was all about on-premises stuff. You use tools like the Microsoft Deployment Toolkit, or MDT, for imaging computers and group policy for configuration. The new way? It's cloud first. It's all about Windows Autopilot, Intune policies, and managing identity with Microsoft Entra ID. It's a totally different way of thinking. And you can literally see the difference right here. On the left, you've got that classic on-prem world of Active Directory and group policy. And on the right, the clean, centralized, cloud-native world of Microsoft Entra. The MD-102 is all about mastering the console on the right. Okay, so we've covered the theory, and we've talked about the big shift that's happening. Now for the part I know you've been waiting for. What is the actual exam like? We've gathered some amazing insights directly from people who've taken it recently. Let's start with a number. According to somebody who just passed, you can expect around 57 questions. And this isn't just a bunch of multiple choice questions either. It includes a case study where you're going to have to apply everything you know to a pretty detailed real-world scenario. And here it is. This is a crucial piece of intel that could save you hours and hours of studying. That same person reported getting zero questions on the Microsoft Deployment Toolkit, MDT. This is the proof we've been talking about. Your focus should be 100% on modern, cloud-based deployment. So, if you're not studying MDT, where should you focus? Well, test takers are pointing to some very specific hot topics.
Expect really deep questions on app protection policies and how to configure Android devices. On the security side, you better know your defender mechanisms. For deployment, you've got to master Autopilot, the enrollment status page, and update rings. You might even see super technical stuff like CNAME records for enrollment.
I know, that might sound like a lot to take in, but don't worry. The community has also shared a really clear, proven strategy for passing this thing. So let's walk through the 3 essential steps to get you certified. The strategy is really straightforward and it's super effective. First, master the official material. Use Microsoft Learn. That's your single source of truth. Second, test yourself. Use a good practice exam to figure out what you don't know. And third, and honestly, this is the most important part, you have to get hands-on. The single most powerful study tool you can possibly have is what people are calling a playground tenant. This is basically a trial Microsoft 365 environment where you can actually go in and build this stuff. You can configure Autopilot from scratch, create compliance policies, deploy apps. I mean, reading about it is one thing, but actually doing it? That's what makes the knowledge stick for the exam. So there you have it, the MD-102 exam. It's really more than just a test. It's a validation of the skills that you need for the future of IT. It's all about making that shift from on-prem to the cloud and mastering the tools that power the modern workplace. The only question left is, are you ready?